and save me from the bloody moon.
Look, mind state of a gangster from the 40s. Meet the business mind of Motown's very gaudy. Turn crack rock into a chain of 40s.
Hey, now we are back. You know what show this is, don't you? Joey, what show is this?
The Digital City.
That's right, that's right. And what do we do here?
We do things that people don't do. We see things people don't see. We hear things people can't hear.
That is pretty amazing. I prefer to think of it as telling interesting stories about things going on in the world of technology and digital life and urban living and all that stuff. And as I flip through the cameras, I'm Dan. Over here is Julie.
Hello.
And over here is Joseph. And let's see if number 4 works. And it does. Look at that. It's got.
Yes.
And then if you want to see the group shot, there it is. And I say all this because we continue to play with and learn about this fantastic camera system we have in here, etc., etc. So does everybody know what we're going to talk about today? Joseph, would like to do a quick rundown?
We're going to talk about virgins, or should I say kindling virgins, and a little touching, or a little phoning, a little iPhoning touching virgin Kindle thingy.
Is
That
this a
was-
PG-13? I don't know. Is
That
it
combined
MA?
all of our trend tags
That was
into
a
one
little,
sentence.
yeah, that was a little strange there. Maybe we'll rehearse that a few times next time. So obviously, one of the first things that I want to tell you guys about is I went down to Union Square, right here in New York City, where the Virgin Megastore is going out of business, as all the Virgin Megastores are, just like Circuit City did several months ago. And I took my little camera down there, my little, actually my iPhone camera, and I went and took pictures inside the store of the different like sale tags. You can see what was on sale, how much the discounts were, and you know, whether or not they were actually good deals. Because a lot of the time, when you have one of these liquidation sales, there are no good deals. Have you guys, Joey, did you ever go to the Circuit City sale when they had stuff going on?
I really didn't catch the sale, but I just wanted to go to see because it was like such a big thing. And I walked in and I just saw like empty floor, like half the floor was empty. I was like, wow, which is like. It was unheard of. I was like, you just never expected that to happen in Circuit City. I'd walk by there just when I'd get off the train, just say, oh, is there a DVD that I might want to get that's out or something?
And they didn't have
it. It was just crazy. I really didn't look for any deals because in talking to you, you made it very clear I wasn't going to find any.
All right, so I had already gone down there by the time you went down there, and you'd heard about my my crazy stories of fake discounts. Julie, did you go down to Circuit City when they were going out of business?
No, and I had one very close to my home, but I never bothered to go in there.
They have a lot of big signs up there, like, you know,
They had-
a gazillion % off.
Well, there's a huge one in Atlantic Avenue, so, but, yeah, all you saw were just huge signs that said, going out of business, sale, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it's depressing, so I didn't bother going.
It was sad. It really
It
was.
was.
Scott, how about you? Did you go by the Circuit City liquidation sales when they were going on?
I steered clear.
Really?
Every report I heard, including yours,
Including mine.
mentioned that the discounts were terrible, and I had issues with Circuit City anyhow, so I cut a wide swath away from it. But I've shopped at Virgin Megastore for many a movie soundtrack in the 90s.
Now, Virgin,
That's what
of
I went
course,
there for.
is actually very similar to Circuit City. In fact, here in Union Square, New York, they're on the same block together. They're right next door to each other, right? And the same company is doing the liquidation at both of these stores.
I
And what they
didn't
do is
realize.
this company comes in, outside company comes in, Circuit City or Virgin Megastore. They don't actually do the liquidation sale themselves. They just say, we're going out of business. We're hiring a third party to handle all this. And they come in and they take over the store. They run it and they make up the prices and they put the stickers on and they make all the weird, you know, rules about you know, the return policies and the % off and stuff. So that's why when I went into the Virgin Megastore, the signs, the % off signs, were exactly the same as the ones that were right next door at Circuit City, like 4 or 5 months ago.
It's
I
horrible.
was like, wait a minute, this looks awfully familiar.
Some
right
of them
here.
even said Circuit City.
Yeah, probably.
It's
Some of
still
them
there.
are Circuit City products. Yes.
So all the big
Nightmare,
signs
nightmare.
outside said up to 30% off. So I went inside looking for my 30% off. I found one thing that was 30% off. That was video game hint books.
People still buy those?
Those should be 30% off all the time.
Yeah.
That was probably the only good deal. If you need a video
Yeah.
game hint book, that's the way to go. So,
It should just be an app for the iPhone, 99 cents.
video game hint book app?
Yes.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good idea, actually. It's like the Kindle.
Yes.
Oh, they should just publish those on the Kindle.
I mean,
That too.
that would be great because
would
then
be
this
good,
way
a
you don't have to
little
actually
hint
get up and go to your desktop to look up a code. You
Yeah.
just lay there,
Yeah.
flip
don't have to
open
go
your,
to,
your touch of your iPod, go on your home Wi-Fi.
You don't have to go to
Consolidate all the
Game
walkthroughs, all the facts.
Really.
Yeah.
That's really the only site you need anymore. Game
And,
facts.
and give you-
Ironically, a CNET property.
and give you an option for screenshots on or off so pages can come up quicker.
Well, you're really overthinking this now. All right, so anyway,
idea.
most of the stuff in the store, like I think DVDs and CDs, are like 20% off, but 20% off the already ridiculous Virgin prices where
Yeah.
everything's, you know, $18.99 or $24.99 for a DVD when they're, $10 less at Best Buy down the street. So that wasn't really a big discount. Video games were like 10% off. So, since games are rarely discounted, I guess that's kind of a little bit of a discount. Electronics, they didn't really have a lot left. They were discounted like 10%, but that was off the MSRP, which, of course, is higher than what they usually sell it for in the store. So we looked up a whole bunch of stuff, and we found that you could actually get most of it cheaper on Amazon.
I mean, the only thing that was really great about Virgin was the wide selection. I mean, you can go in there and you can find like an audio CD that you wouldn't find anywhere else, or maybe like only back in the day at Tower, which is no longer around, or maybe their Blu-ray selection, which is sick. I mean, you'd go to so many different places, they'd only have certain Blu-rays, but you'd find like a wide variety of Blu-rays there. It's just really sad that now we're losing all these resources in Manhattan where you can just walk in and browse.
Yeah.
It's becoming like only on the internet, and if you don't have a preview, so be it, whatever. Just move on, buy it or don't buy it. They don't care. You get it in 6 to 8 weeks, or you pay double to get it overnight.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, they had they had a great back catalog at Virgin, and they did have some, they had a lot of iPhone accessories. Actually, they had iPods for 5% off, which doesn't sound like much, but considering there's never any iPod discounts, that's actually okay. I don't think they had any in stock by the time I went there, but they did have an Apple TV for 5% off. So you want 5% off on an Apple TV with no return policy.
You really, really want one.
Well, I mean, while I'm chatting about this, actually, Scott, do you have our Google Doc open on your machine in front of you right here?
No, but I will.
Go to that and click on the link, and we'll go to the slideshow where I actually look at some specific products and compare the prices between the Virgin sale and like just current regular everyday prices on Amazon.
And is it true you have 25 pictures for the slideshow going on?
Yeah, that's what makes a good slideshow. You need
hell of a lot of
is it?
pictures.
When I went
Yes.
to the New York Comic Con, I had.
If you want to flip to my screen, my camera.
I got it.
He's got.
Let's see. Okay,
I
now
brought it up.
I'm going to jump to the computer output cam.
There we go.
Right now, click on that link. It's not quite ready yet.
Bigger.
Make it be.
You can
Make
just
it
hover over it,
bigger.
and it'll give you a little arrow.
Yeah.
We're like,
Open it up.
computer
There we
tutorials
go.
with Joseph and Scott.
There we go.
Julie, you would have had this up right away,
Yeah,
wouldn't
I already
you?
have it on.
See?
I have it up as well.
Everybody has it up except Scott. All right. Are you ready for us to jump to the
I've got
screen
it
now?
up. I've got it up now.
All
Scott
right,
can't get it
now
up.
click on the photo gallery.
It takes a while.
I got it.
Now click on the photo gallery so we can look at the actual slides.
Click on it.
Here we are.
Click on it.
Excellent.
Come on, get Dan's clicks per
And now go
page
to
up.
5, 6, 7, 8. And now go to slide 8.
Skip ahead.
Yeah, okay, we're going to watch it. There.
Oh,
that 8?
slide 4. That's an empty one. 5.
Keep
Yes.
going. Keep
6.
Keep going.
Going. You're almost there.
Yeah.
That's
Go,
what a frame
go.
looks like.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. Wait. Yeah, stop at any of those.
Okay.
Which one
Let's
are you
look
on?
there.
That's 8.
Let's look at creative.
Let's look at
Yeah,
creative.
Creative.
So what does it say there on the screen?
No.
It says take 10% off. Was $99.99. You pay $89.99.
And what does the text next to the picture say? Because that's where I looked up the price. I don't
The
remember what it
non-HD
says.
version of Creative's Vado video camera.
Oh.
Virgin $89.99. Amazon $79.95.
See, look at that.
Yes.
It's cheaper. It's obviously cheaper on Amazon. And if you click to the next thing, I'm sure it's the same deal.
I think the worst part with all this,
That's just nothing.
That's just sad.
I think the worst part of all this is like
You
the
can
only,
buy
the
the
only thing is you
shelves.
could probably get the best deal on are products that are already out of the box, and that's like probably the most dangerous because you can't bring it back.
Oh, you can't bring anything back there.
But I'm
That's the
speaking
whole
in
point of a
terms of
liquidation
but I'm,
sale.
no, but I'm
There's no
speaking in
return.
terms of like the best deals are on products that are open box products.
I think the best deals are on the
Refurbished stuff.
shelving when they sell the shelving for like 30% off.
I think the light
No,
fixtures
it's
are
not
cheaper.
because there's
Light
a big
fixtures are
note
cheaper.
there, and if you find the slide that
Yeah.
says it, I'll give you a shiny nickel. It says there's like a 10% premium on the shelving if you buy the shelving.
A
It's
10%
like,
pre.
Yeah, it's like extra 10% fee if you're buying the fixtures.
all fashion is
Isn't that
10% off.
I guess the $1 million
Isn't that
question
strange?
is Best
Virgin
Buy
fashion.
price is going to go way up now. There's
No,
no
that-
all
competition.
the only game in
competition is
town.
There's no
going
That's a good
competition.
point.
Yeah. Are they going to? You can
They
order
really
it.
are the only game in town now
What
for a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
You
At least
can,
here
you
in
can
New York.
order it and wait, or you could buy it right now for the low price of 3 easy payments of.
Well, other cities have like Fry's and stuff like that, I guess, and other stores like that. But here in New York, they're really the only big retailer because we don't have like Target or Walmart here. Really, we have a Kmart. somewhere.
There's a
We have
Target
a
in
lot of
Brooklyn.
Targets
There's a Target in
in-
Brooklyn.
Yeah, okay, we don't
There's
have it
more
here.
than one Target in Brooklyn.
Yeah, there's a Target in Brooklyn, definitely.
All right, but that's not a
There's a
big.
Target in the Bronx.
Yeah, well, you know what, I know what Ackerman means.
You
He
know what I'm
just-
talking about. I don't want to say it.
He doesn't want to have to get on the Iron Horse or
I don't wanna come out
drive.
and say
He wants
it.
to walk there out of the pub.
As long as I don't have to take a cab there, I'm happy. Or public transportation. If I can walk there.
He doesn't want to have to take a
I'm
bridge.
down.
Let's put it that way. He doesn't have to take a bridge to get there.
I would also not like to have to take a tunnel. So either bridge or a tunnel. Read into that what you will.
B and T.
All
moving
these
on from
discounts,
the-
they're depressing. They're
Yes,
all
they
depressing.
are.
I'm looking at every single one of them.
Thank you.
They're very sad.
Look at that. You're looking at another one. What is that? 20% off what? DVD?
Yeah,
yeah.
20% off their overpriced DVDs
I
and
know,
Blu-ray
ridiculous.
discs.
All right, moving on. And you can obviously check that out at the Digital City website. What's the what is that again?
DigitalCity.cnet.com.
That's right. I was getting confused for a minute.
Don't worry about it. We're here to help you.
So another big thing this week, obviously, is the Kindle.
Kindle Schmindle, I thought. It was-
Yeah, that was the
a
last
bigger
story.
Kindle.
No,
A
that
bigger
was-
Kindle.
Kindle DX.
So Scott wanted to tell us a little something about the Kindle. I
Yeah,
believe.
so they had the big press conference this week in New York announcing the 9.7-inch e-ink Kindle DX for the low low price of $489.
What is wrong with these people?
It's still black and white with
Exactly.
grayscale.
Exactly. What's
It
wrong with
does
these
have a
people?
PDF reader built in. It also can, much like the iPhone,
PDF
change between landscape and portrait by tilting.
It also takes up more
But-
space in your bag.
And it also charges you to convert your documents now per megabyte.
You got to be kidding me.
Oh, it all.
No,
but
yeah,
it didn't
yeah.
always. Yeah, it always charged you.
It just switched. They used to have an email account where you could just
Right,
send
but
it.
they'd still charge you like 10 cents or something.
But it went up to, I think,
Okay.
15, yeah.
Oh boy.
And they got rid of the Wi-Fi, I think, from.
They never
from-
had it.
No,
No,
not Wi-Fi.
No,
The
I'm
Whisper
talking
Net.
the original. Well, the first Kindle that came out had Wi-Fi, and this
Very
DX
first?
doesn't have Wi-Fi. Yeah.
What has 3G? It has
Right, it has
the
that built-in WhisperNet, but
Yeah.
that's not really for web browsing, and you're never going to get
can-
multimedia over that.
you can browse on the
Yeah.
same slow experimental 800 by 600 browser in grayscale.
I think my only problem with the Kindle is it's a great idea, it's a great product, but they can give you more for what they're charging you.
So it's not a great product.
No, I mean it's a great product in a sense that it's good for like the sight impaired and with the voice to text and
Yeah.
the fact that you could just carry books on it, you could download it, and there are a lot of books that they're making specifically for it. But I just don't think they're making it the best they can make it for what they're charging. It's got like a premium price, and like Scott alluded to, it's still gray and white. It just takes you back to like when we had our Apple II Plus and you had the freaking green screen. The green cursor or something. It's like
And I
the
will
first-
say, Joey's speaking from authority, as he is one of the most voracious readers I know. I've never seen this guy not walking around
I was telling
with
at
at least 2 books under his arm.
I told Julie, I was like, I'll get it. And she's like, really? I was like, yeah, because I can have it read to me. Do you want to turn big
Yeah.
word help
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Click
speaking of
yes
which,
for big
that's
word
one
it should
of
be
the-
it should be $100.
That's one of the
That's what it
funniest
should be.
things about
Big
this new
word
Kindle. It's got that text-to-speech thing,
Yes.
and apparently one of the phrases it doesn't know how to say correctly was
Barack
Barack Obama.
They might want to get to that pretty
Barack.
quickly.
They might want to. They might want to
Little
look that in.
update.
What did it sound like? Did you hear
I
them
don't
do it?
No, I'm imagining it's probably like Barack Obama.
Yeah,
like something like that. Or I don't
It's
know.
hard to
Apparently
mispronounce.
it's not
Obama
Barack.
sounds like very straightforward.
Yeah, but if you
Obama.
give it to a computer, it doesn't know. Apparently, it came out kind of like,
Obama.
no, not like Twin Peaks.
Baraka.
Wait a minute, what?
Not like Twin Peaks. That sounded like Twin Peaks backwards midget walking.
Would you like to play a game?
Apparently, it sounded like Black Alabama.
That's
That's
unfortunate.
There you
how
go.
it came out.
Hey,
So,
hey,
there-
watch it with that black stuff.
That's what Jeff Bezos
Okay.
programmed the thing to say, dude. Don't.
So yeah, so
There should
Don't
be a
look at me.
whole website dedicated to the sort of like play the record backward idea of like what do the mispronunciations sound like on the
That's
Kindle.
right. What does the Kindle sound
Hidden
like when it says
messages.
weird thing?
Black Alabama.
But it's strange too because in the end I have a problem with it because you're paying $489 for something
Yes.
that's now selling you $10 books. So
Yes.
at least with an iPod, technically you are buying something where you can rip your own CDs into it and bring stuff in. It's mostly tied to the iTunes store, but you could bring in other MP3s.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
They have to
kind of
have a
hard.
subsidized business model for it. Well, the New York Times wants to do that. The
Right.
New York Times wants to sell you a New York Times subscription, like a digital, version of the paper subscription, and give you the Kindle to read it with. So if you prepay for like a 2-year subscription or something,
Yes.
they'll just say, "Here's the Kindle," because you're giving us $1,000 anyway for the newspaper or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah, which is kind of a nice idea, but
Which
it's
is a good idea, but-
$13.95 a month for their Time subscription.
Well, maybe they'll throw in the paper, but they're only doing that right now in areas or they're only planning on rolling that out in areas where you can't get the paper delivered, which is like Mars, Antarctica, the North Pole. I don't know, but if they just make that
Harlem.
nationwide,
Also, you can get it. I mean, this is their own problem because they made the content available online for free right now. But not only do you get it
yeah, but
online
so did
for
every
free,
other newspaper.
but you also
and-
get the videos for free. And not that they're great, but the podcast.
Well, you don't get the videos when you pick up the newspaper off the street vendor either.
No,
There's
but,
no videos in that. It's just.
but if you're going digital, you might as well
I need
Wait for an
color-
Apple tablet.
I need
Not-
colored
Perhaps.
illustrations.
Now
I
with
need
the
colored
New York
illustrations.
Times and the free Kindle, do you get like hit with a bunch of ads on it? Like
Yeah, right,
like
pop-ups.
while your page is loading,
I don't think
please
they've
watch
done it
this.
yet. We'll have to wait and we will have to wait and see. Although one of the things that is kind of annoying about the Kindle, it still has that little flash when you flip pages. It's not quite as seamless as it should be, which I find pretty
See,
annoying.
that's another
But you know
thing.
what? If they said subscribe to the New York, now I just go out and buy the New York Times every day because I like it and I read it and et cetera, et cetera. If they said
Tree killer.
subscribe to the paper. And we'll give you this digital subscription on the Kindle, and we'll throw in a Kindle if you prepay for like a 2-year subscription. I'd be the first guy to sign up for that. That'd be great. I'd totally be down with that.
I read it on my iPhone. So if they decide to suddenly turn around and say we're charging you for the iPhone content, then I might say I'll take you up on the Kindle deal. But until that point,
Yeah, but even reading, I mean, I read it on the iPhone also, and I read the
I like
website,
it.
and I read the real paper, but it's not quite, you never get quite the same experience as the real paper.
That's because you
Sitting
grew up
there-
with the
there's
paper.
a lot of thumb
Watch.
movement.
You're sitting there like,
You got a lot
pop,
of-
pop, 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 like that. And you flip, and you're on the subway. You're hitting people with your arms because it's a big paper.
Well,
you're
no, they say
folding it
technically,
over.
no. When you read
I
the paper,
don't
you're
enjoy
supposed,
that.
you're supposed to fold it over in half, then fold it up and over.
That's
That's
right.
how
You're
you read the
supposed to
paper.
if you have
Yeah.
etiquette. Yeah.
That's how you read the paper. Oh, wait
It's
a minute.
nice
Am
to
I
look
admitting
to-
to reading something? My bad.
it's nice because you can browse for
Look,
Johnny
articles.
knows how to read
Look down phonics
the
for
Daily
free.
News. You can just hold up. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
tiny
yeah.
now.
I folded over 4 times for Dilbert.
All right. So anyway, that's what's up with the Kindle, and I believe they already have a hot fix for the Black Alabama problem.
And it's the second.
You can't say that. I can only say that. Okay, continue.
It's the second most popular gadget now on Amazon.com,
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
It's already selling
behind
quite well.
the Kindle too. There was actually though a CNBC reporter who was furious this morning because, or a couple of days ago, because she had bought the Kindle 2 a few months ago, and she got angry. She said they are a retailer, not a technology company.
That's true. I
How
mean, the
dare
other one
they?
did just come out. I mean, they really could have saved them both up and released them at, say, get the small one or get the big one, because I bet a lot of people probably did buy the Kindle 2 and
Right.
would rather have this big one. I wonder if they'll do some sort of make good. Like, remember when Apple did that? When the iPhone 3G came out,
Right.
everyone who bought a previous iPhone like a couple months before got like a gift certificate.
Oh
was
no,
what-
that was the original.
when they
iPhone. If
dropped
you
the
paid
price.
If
Yeah,
you
that
paid
was the
$500
original.
for it, they gave
Right.
you $100.
They dropped to
$100 store credit.
$200. I was one of those people. I got a $100 credit.
So did
Yeah,
I.
so did Joey.
I bought it. I threw
Made
like,
me happy
I
after
threw
I
like
was pissed
$60 on it and bought a Nano.
Yeah, it goes right back to
It
them.
went right back.
It goes right back.
That's a good idea.
Exactly.
They should give they should give some sort of an
An
Amazon book
Amazon
credit.
gift certificate, yes.
They're gonna go right back to the store and sell.
I mean,
books
I'd
with it.
rather have the bigger one. From what just looking at the two of them, it just seems like a nicer reading experience.
Trade your Kindle in for a dozen books.
The dimensions are nicer. It's not. There isn't as much of that annoying white space on the side. There's that like thick plastic on the two. It just seems
Yeah.
like too much empty space.
seems
on
Oh,
like
the
you're talking
the
like the,
designs are
outer,
getting
the outer
better.
bezel.
Yeah, the outer bezel's a lot thinner on the other one. I like the proportions better on.
I just wish it was color. I mean, you could toggle it on and off for reading, so you don't get like the crazy text. But it'd be nicer in color because, like, you may have, like, I mean, you can even use it to like view illustrations, maybe photos.
Well, Joey's waiting until they put comic books on it.
Well, no, I'm just saying you
That
could,
too.
you know,
Yeah.
that'd be a great. You can go Marvel comics, you know, that would really
Marvel
kill.
comics.
Yo, Marvel or the DC edition where you can have like the Hulk on the back.
I think
mean,
he was.
excuse me,
I think he was
Superman
referring
on
to
the
like
back
Yeah.
of
the
They got
DC.
Archie
The
and
Hulk
Janet
on the
on the
back of
Kindle.
Do
Marvel.
something to
That
make it
would-
stylish.
That would be really cool, and
Yeah.
you can even
Yeah.
you can even charge even more if you get the actual artist to autograph it or etch their name in each one. I mean, if you're going to market.
Oh, like a
But
custom.
aren't they trying to market this more towards like college students, basically to
They're-
replace
they're-
the
There's a
textbooks,
pilot
textbooks,
program.
But they're college
which
students.
I think doesn't really make sense.
The
But
60% of the textbooks that are made, that those manufacturers have agreed to sign on to sell books. It's unclear how many they'll do. And then there's that pilot program
yeah.
with I think Pace University revealed that there was only 300 students they're trying it with overall.
right.
So it's very small. It can be like one lucky class at each university.
Yeah,
gonna
I don't
get
think that's
Kindles.
going to pan out all that well. I mean, especially if you were a college student and you're accustomed to having a whole mess of books in front of you while you're doing, a paper,
Yeah.
and you have everything like set up to a certain point in the page for each textbook. I mean, how are you supposed to do that? Like with the Kindle, like, okay, I'm viewing this right now. Now I have to exit out of that and view the next thing, but then I forgot where I was, So it's kind of it's kind of a
And you can't like
sketchy
doodle in the
little
margins.
Yeah,
and
you can
uh,
highlight.
You can take notes, but it's like quick cramming will be impossible.
Right, exactly.
Flipping through slowly as it refreshes, you'll fail the
Exactly.
exam.
Well, I mean, you use a laptop and you maybe hook it up to a second screen, a dual monitor, where you can have like.
Yes, that's right, Joey. Let's take something complicated and make it infinitely more
But then it
Kindle
defeats the whole
hacking.
purpose.
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying, you take a laptop, not even get a Kindle. You take like a laptop, and you can have a second monitor, or you can do your cramming on your
That
laptop.
was Dan.
well,
As I
that's-
pointed
Dan
out,
Ackerman
remember
said
I
it,
did that?
the,
I said,
ebook
hey,
reader.
Here's your ebook reader. Look, I'm
Right,
reading
that's
it. It's
what-
exactly
right.
Oh, yes.
So you look
right.
at that. I'm backing you up here, buddy.
Wait,
They
wait,
are
wait,
doing
wait,
support.
wait. Oh, yes.
You know,
Reading like a book.
honestly, too, I have to say, on the subways, I'm just going to say it, the Kindles look dorky. I mean,
Oh,
I've
yes,
never.
thank you.
Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
Thank you.
I've never
I've
seen them
a
look
few
cool.
of them, yes.
They, I mean, they have some nice design when you hold them, but they look so dorky.
They're just clunky a little, you know, it's just like very
They need a
cheap
design
looking though.
boost.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a maybe
It's
not
like a VTech.
maybe not use the eggshell white color or whatever. Just maybe a little darker, so a little less noticeable.
Has some custom
Yeah.
colors, maybe.
I like
some
that.
branded
Yeah.
ones.
No, but as soon as you see the thing, it's like bam. It's sort of like when you get on the train. As soon as you see the white headphone, you know it's an iPod. You know, it's just like you see this big white thing and like boom, oh my
It's like,
god,
that's
Yeah,
who
why
I'm
does-
gonna mug.
Why does
that
why
thick
does
white
everything
plastic
start
and a
off with the
keyboard
white,
underneath.
the white color?
I'm getting off with this iPhone and I'm getting off with that Kindle.
Imagine, if you will, a Stephen King branded Kindle. How about that?
There you go.
That
with
kills you.
with all of
Or-
his novels,
Yeah.
with all of his novels in it, right?
Yeah, preloaded maybe. Why
Preloaded.
not?
That's
What
I
about,
bought, but I haven't read that he made that special Kindle novella, which is supposed to be pretty cool. It's only like $2, but it's meant to be read on a Kindle, and it's all about it, as if the Kindle would access alternate worlds in which other books were written. So you access other newspapers from other times and dimensions.
That sounds
Sounds
so
too
incredibly
You know what?
fancy.
You know what?
Sci-fi dorky. Anyway,
It would, no, but
You
but
just
you know
showed
what?
your true
You know,
color.
in speaking on the Stephen King Kindle, you can even have it read the text to word in his voice. Use his voice to read it back.
Oh, he
That'd be
can't do that right
terrifying.
now because it's
Well,
got
I'm just
one
saying.
like robot.
Yeah.
voice.
I'm just saying, you use his voice. You know, that'd be hot
That'll
too.
be for the next gen.
Well,
That'll cut into that books
I
on
want-
tape money.
I want a little credit for that idea. Okay,
Okay.
you do need to get comics on a next gen Kindle somehow.
that would
Yeah,
be
yeah,
hot.
In color.
In
In color.
Yes.
Definitely in color.
I'd like
Yeah.
you guys to know, please, as we're having this wide-ranging discussion, how deftly I am jumping between the different cameras. Watch, somebody say something. Anybody at random.
Burp.
Bippity boppity boo.
Kindle.
See?
Kindle
Yeah, you
camera.
missed-
Okay,
Totally missed
now
me.
I'm messing it up. Well, the thing has like
The
a delay.
pressure, the pressure.
I know, really. The thing has a delay. So as soon as somebody starts talking,
Right, right.
Start.
see, look at that.
Yeah,
goes
it
right to
has a
Joey.
delay. You sure it's not your fingers that has the
I'm still
delay
staring
button?
at your discount.
See, right there.
Picture, and it's depressing me.
Oh, let's go back.
I
to
gotta
that.
close that
oh, Look
window.
at that. I'm
It's
watching what
just-
you're watching, so be careful what you go to next.
Nobody's
Kindle.
watching.
Consumer
Kindle
desperation
Smindle.
right there.
Oh, you still have it on?
Yeah, see, look, Apple plug from Joseph. All right, finally today, you guys wanted to tell us a little bit about
speaking-
downloadable.
Well, in speaking, in sticking with the handheld devices
Camera
and
3.
DLC, Scott and I had sparked up a little conversation in the lab earlier with the
Camera 4.
PSP.
Yeah, well, this week on Tuesday, the PSP had its first. They've had downloadable games before, but this was their first game that should have been in a box. It was sold overseas as a UMD. Patapon 2, only available via download for $20, which would have been the same cost that it would have been in the store. Actually, if you go to a GameStop, you'll get an empty box with just a download code inside, which is kind of cruel.
Oh, they did that for The Lost and Damned.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can go to the store and
So
buy
they've
like
been
a
doing
gift
that with
card
360, yeah.
that was branded. It wasn't. It was actually just an Xbox Points gift card, but it was
Yes.
branded with that.
I think
Yeah.
it'd be great if they gave you the download card and the disc. You know, it's kind of like when you buy something online. You used to have that option.
Well, that doesn't
to
cut
download
down
it
on any of
immediately
the
and
expenses involved, which is the whole point of doing this.
well, no, I'm just
Is
but,
that
but
they
they
can
don't
make it a little
charge.
bit cheaper.
But they don't charge you any less. So if they're
Right.
going to charge you the same price, I
Right, but
want
that's
the,
how
I
they
want
make
the
more
physical
money. Don't you want
copy.
these companies to do better?
They should pass on the
Well, the
discounts.
thing is, exactly the way they'll do
Pass on
better.
the discounts.
way-
Save money.
The way
Let's
they'll do
pass
better-
on
on
to
the
working
discounts.
people.
That sounds like socialism.
The way you do
Socialism.
better is take care of the people. Take care of the people. You build a quality product, people will come automatically.
Notice Joey's
so-
wearing a red shirt.
So you were
Yummy.
He
You were
had a
bringing
black
up-
one this morning.
is
You
maroon.
didn't notice he had a black one this morning.
Did he change just
Yeah,
because
he
we have the
did.
cameras in
he
here
did a
now?
Superman quick change.
No,
when he
because
came back.
it looked like it was supposed to rain today, and black doesn't really show the rain, and it's so sunny out. Black doesn't work with the sun, so I switched to something that would.
good strategy.
Joey changed his shirt. He powdered his head. It's a whole new.
Wow.
It's a whole new Joseph.
I don't shout you out for putting
That's right.
mascara on before the show.
Wow.
Why do you have to do
What
me
about
like
my
The
that?
concealer,
Falsies.
the concealer, yeah, the falsies, the chicken cutlets, and
That's right.
Or the hairpiece like Marv Albert.
That's right.
We all have to make ourselves pretty somehow.
Somehow. So yeah, I think the key is to this is that it used to be they'd make a game, they print it on a CD or a DVD or a Blu-ray. They print out a booklet. They put the whole thing in a box, steal the box, put the box in a bigger box full of other boxes, put the box on a truck, drive the truck across the country, go to the store, put it on the shelf. You go to the shelf, you buy it, you bring it home. That's a lot of middlemen. If they can cut out some of these middlemen and just have you download it directly, they save a lot of money because especially with fuel prices, so high last year. This year not so much, but this time last year was when people were talking about incredibly high fuel prices. Anything they could do to get away from that was considered a huge plus. And we saw, the downloadable stuff for Lost and Damned, all the downloadable Guitar Hero and Rock Band stuff, all the Fallout 3 add-on packs.
Yep.
The Watchmen movie game was download only. What else has been a big DLC thing?
Well, you've had, Xbox Live Arcade's been huge. You have,
right, but there's mostly small games. Now
Castle-
you're seeing bigger games, kind of.
Wasn't Braid? Braid was pretty big.
Braid was
Yeah.
big. Castle Crashers, all these sort of like indie games. World of Goo was huge on the Wii. That was like one of the,
But
one
you're
of the
starting to
best
see
games
more
of the
kind
year.
of AAA style titles
Yeah,
download only.
Yeah, but the thing is this. This is the problem with the download only. There are some games that you want, but you don't want bad enough to pay that full price. And by making it download only, you can never go into the store and possibly pick it up used. Like
Return it.
No,
I mean,
but-
like I picked up like Call of Juarez for like, yeah, exactly. You guys laugh. I picked it up for like
Good for you for picking it up.
for 17
It's not
bucks.
bad. It's
no,
not bad.
for $17 it isn't.
Yeah, it's not
Joey
bad.
thought he was buying Red Dead Revolution or whatever the other one
Right.
was.
Oh god.
All the westerny.
Yeah, you know what?
Pretty Western.
The poor reading skills just screwed me at the counter. I was like, oh, but no, but if,
But you
if I
can't
had to
sell it
pay-
used, but
But if I
what
had to
you
pay
can do-
$65
yeah,
for
I know.
Yeah.
But this enables these companies to have variable pricing on these things where a game
Right.
can be, like the Watchmen game, the same game in a box would have been $59. Online it was like $20, even though it was the same game. So
Now,
you
here-
can
here-
have variable pricing.
Now here's the $1,000,000 question: how do they decide what goes
For
as
download
DLC
only?
versus disc? Do they judge it by the crap rating? Oh, this is not as good. This is not good enough.
I think
Well, based
it's
on
what's-
demos, I guess.
Well, yeah.
And
No,
I
seriously.
believe, at least for some of these things like Watchmen or stuff going forward, one, it's timeliness. You can publish a game online faster than you can print discs, put them in a box, drive them to the store, get them on the shelves.
Right.
And secondly, volume. If a thing is not going to sell that many copies, you have to print X number of, tens of thousands of discs to get a game in a store. If you think it's not going to sell that much, make it a DLC.
So basically,
also-
crap level. Okay, thank
But
you.
also,
No,
this,
no,
it's
no,
also
just
a
stuff
little
that
bit
may
of
not-
they can't.
yeah.
They can't just do like half and half.
It's a little bit of gameplay too. I mean, I've seen a lot of demos now for these things where they'll admit to you that the gameplay may only be about 4 hours. worth.
Right.
Which
Right, something
actually
that's
sometimes
shorter.
is the case in disc-based games, but you'll get a little less gameplay. They meet it out, so the development time. Ideally, what you want to see is that all these indie guys will have a chance to make games on lower budgets, and then you'll be able to buy the game for less. But hopefully, the big companies will.
Yeah,
step in and
variable
make
pricing, I
profits.
think, is key, and the ability to get stuff to market quickly. And again, when you put a disc in a box, you got to print a minimum. It's very difficult to do.
No.
For instance, if you, for instance, had a music album out and you wanted to get it in stores, you'd have to print up like thousands of them, kind of like
Your album,
Kind of
man.
like
Oh
Tales
my!
of-
Are you? Are you
I knew you were
freaking
going
there.
I knew
kidding
you were
the
me?
going there.
example here
Oh
is-
my God!
For instance,
Can I put text in this feed
No, but,
saying
If
a
only.
gratuitous plug?
if only. Now,
all
I
have to
went
make
through a
albums
special
now.
manufacturer that let me do a very short run.
Once again, that still falls upon us because let's say like a perfect example is like me. I buy games like sick. I go
Yeah,
through
you do.
games really. Eric's had his Xbox since it's come out. I haven't even had mine a year. I have more games than him. But in the case of that, if I were to download everything,
I love your
I would
fascinating
already,
stories
no,
about
listen,
people I don't know.
Eric Franklin. All right, CNET San Fran.
Okay, well,
But the thing is that if I kept downloading everything, eventually my hard drive's going to fill up. Now I got to run out, get another
Right.
hard drive. I mean, come
That's
on.
another thing, yeah,
hard
and
drive
space.
with the
Yeah.
one
PlayStation,
problem.
it's not so complicated because you can get a laptop hard drive, slap that sucker, and you're good to go. The
But the
Xbox
Xbox is
a
a little
little
more
different.
limited.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
come on, you're stuck with that proprietary crap, man.
Though it's nice on the at least on the PlayStation Network, you can re-download titles as many times as you
yeah,
want.
you can
Right,
delete it and
yeah.
re-download.
So
it.
like
It saves on
Siren Blood Curse, it's a 12-part game I was playing. Each one is a huge download, but you don't have to download them all. You just sort of keep them as like Netflix type things. You're like, I can get this whenever I want,
Yeah, it does.
delete it.
It keeps
I
your
think they
download
have
queue.
to. Every company has to do that, where you just can because in the case that you lose the file.
Well, Steam is really good at that. If
Yeah,
you buy something
yeah.
from Steam, you can just re-download it onto any computer, and that's,
But
that's
let-
why
yeah, but
Steam is
that's
so great.
PC.
You know,
only.
but
Oh,
let's
I'm just
say-
saying that's a
yeah.
good example.
But
All
let's
right,
say-
all right, hang on. We're
Let's say
running
you're
low on
having
time
internet.
here.
You're having
Final
internet
point goes to
issues.
Joseph.
So
Let's say you're having internet issues. You really want to play that game. You cannot.
Your final iPhone point, the whole point you were making to me about this, does this mean the iPhone iPod Touch is one? Is
Yeah,
that-
well,
is
that's
everyone
that's
playing
another thing
into
we were
their
talking
hand?
about. Yeah, I guess in handheld supremacy is Nintendo and Sony PSP and Nintendo DSi.
Well, PSP is dead.
Well,
first of all.
they're coming out with a new PSP, and it seems that everyone's following suit.
I know, and
with
everyone
what-
is so excited about that.
Well,
Like, I can't go 2 steps without somebody saying, "Oh my God, I can't wait for the new PSP."
See, I've been accused of being a Sony fanboy, but
That's
you're
called,
a Sony hater. Okay,
that's called
calm
Sony.
down. Don't stop hating. But I'm serious.
Well, they're all doing downloads.
They're all
now,
doing downloads. Exactly.
Yeah.
which is with the iPhone, iPod Touch, and
the
the
PSP
pricing.
should have been memory stick or flash based in the first place.
Yeah, and then the iPhone, iPod Touch has cheaper games, which obviously sometimes people aren't making enough money.
Well, they have
off
that
of
critical
Well, yeah.
mass too.
Well, no,
Yeah.
you know what?
They got critical mass.
In
and you can
defense-
download them on the fly.
No,
Yeah.
in defense for the PSP, it would have been successful with the UMD because of the movies, but they charged the same price for the movies as it was for a standard DVD.
Exactly.
Had the
Woulda,
UMD
shoulda, coulda.
No, had the UMDs been priced what they
$5
are now
for a movie.
that thing would have taken off
And
like
had
crazy.
the PlayStation 3 been $299, it would have done
Well,
a lot
that-
better too. I
that-
don't know what to tell you.
but that's the problem with Sony. It's pricing.
You know,
It's
they had a
not-
video download store from the first day of the PSP, but nobody knew about it. And not a store; it was the Connect page.
Okay.
They never did anything with it. It was like they had the one nature video.
And the location-free TV was available before, like you had the Sling Box.
Oh
Weird
yeah, but
projects
nobody
at
really.
Sony.
Yeah,
But
nobody
it was the device was too
used it,
expensive
though.
to use at home.
It's all
with
very
the-
proprietary. And
So maybe the iPhone could out Nintendo.
I think the iPhone can out Nintendo.
Ooh, I like that.
It's a lot more.
That's an interesting
It's a lot more
idea.
elegant. It's nicer. It appeals to many more people than the
Yeah,
DSi.
everyone plays it.
and like we
Grandmas and moms and
and like we were saying,
Really, grandma?
well, like we were discussing, the form factor.
No, no.
The form factor of the DS really hasn't changed much, and it's not really moved with the times.
a
It
little
may be a
blocky.
better quality in terms of graphics and the touchscreen with the
It's still
the
a little
stylus,
clunky looking.
but it's,
But
it's,
it's-
like we were discussing. They should have maybe like tapered it off like they did with the MacBook Air, like kind of rounded off to the
Yeah.
edges like a compact.
But that's the challenge too. Is then you have Apple versus Nintendo, and Nintendo just can't compete with Apple's design and engineering teams.
Apple should buy Nintendo.
Doesn't-
That's it.
What do you think of
Oh
that?
my God, Apple's just gonna buy everybody.
Fusion.
A fusion of fanboys.
Well,
all right, gentlemen.
Wait,
and
one
ladies.
I'm sorry. One more
Quickly,
thing. That is
quickly,
another
Justin,
funny
quickly.
point, though. How there are more games within a year for the iPhone than the
And they're all
entire
for every
existence-
system anywhere.
Yeah.
Than for any Apple system throughout its existence.
It's like 6,000.
And a lot of them are
games.
like 99 cents or
Yeah.
free even.
Free and
$6.
no more than $10.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
crazy.
Anyway, we're going to wrap it up now because we've run way, way, way over. We have a special bonus for you at the end of this episode. We're going to fade out, and then we'll come back in. We had a special guest in here earlier this week. Joseph interviewed. Who did you interview, J.K.?
Kevin Willis, world champion 2003 with the San Antonio Spurs.
And we talked to him about his choice of cell phones and some basketball stuff, and we're going to run that as a special segment right after the music fades out. So stay tuned for that. And anything else of note, anybody?
I think we're done.
You can become a fan of ours on our Facebook fan page, Digital City Podcast. You can also email us at digitalcity@cnet.com.
We should just loop this.
Loop, 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 loop. We should loop, loop, loop,
Should
loop, loop,
be
loop.
playing this in Kindle voice.
Yeah, we should have the Kindle read it. That would be great.
That would be good.
Yeah,
Well,
it's,
you
know what?
it's gonna be
I
I should have enabled Mac Talk and just had
dot
had the Mac read
dot
it.
com.
I'm going to fade the music in behind you guys as you chatter. So don't forget, stay tuned for our interview.
With Kevin Willis.
Oh, oldest active player last time he was playing, who played more than one game
Yeah.
like in a row. He was like 44 or
46.
something.
46.
But there was one guy in like 1948 who was older, but he only played one game. He was the coach of the team. He put himself in for one game. So he was not technically the oldest player on the court, but he's the oldest player who played more than one game.
Did you just look this up on Wikipedia?
Yesterday.
yeah.
How incredibly knowledgeable.
Yeah, right? All
I
of
was
a sudden.
impressed.
Try to calm my nerves as I observe it's just one day. And what tomorrow has in store, we can never
Kevin
be
also
sure.
played with Dominique Wilkins, man. I don't know if you guys remember the Human Highlight film. Woo. Dominique was nasty. I'm a Jordan fan, but he should have won that slam dunk contest in Chicago back then. Just throwing that out there.
I wish
Okay.
I played for the New York Jets.
Needles on the ground.
I'll see if I can get Brett Favre in next. Brett Favre.
We sat in front of his wife's press box. We talked to Deanna Favre before games.
So ask his wife if he can come out and play.
They're not here anymore.
Can you come out and play?
They're not in New York anymore. They're
Hey.
in Hattiesburg.
They'll be in the game. They'll be at a game again. I saw we had a Larry Johnson sighting not too long ago at the Garden. They'll be out again.
Around here is the shit that you just do. I just left school. The same BM is pulled over by the boys dressed blue. They have their guns drawn, screaming just move. Or here's to something else you suggest we can do. Who made his way to the trunk, opened it like, huh, a treasure chest was removed. Cops said he'll